Daily trading recap. Let's get after it today on this Friday, end of the week here on the 13th of May, 2022. To Christ be the glory. Some market internals, dollar volume on the day as of 2 hours after the close here. Whatever that is. NASDAQ, $267 billion volume. NYSE, $151 billion volume. That looks a little low. Let's reset this here quick. All right, there we go. Let's go. NASDAQ, $267 billion volume on the day. NYSE, $350 billion volume on the day. OTC markets, $1.8 billion volume traded on the day. Crazy hair day for today. Just don't care. Very nice. A move today on the overall market of SPY. Again, no equity trades for me. I have not done an equity trade in a very long time and confident in doing so. Of just not even wasting any amount of mental capital. I mean, I'm doing quick glances of the mover scanners and just what's popping if anybody else is seeing anything crazy, but just nothing piquing my interest of hard. VERU is going today, I think, a little bit, but kind of a frustrating and a little bit of a weird one that I just, did not even want to touch with a 10-foot pole, even for how I've tried to go about it or tried to prep and plan for that specific ticker to try and do something that I thought it could potentially do, but just stocks do what they want to do, and that's what they just gonna do. But automated strategies working out well today. First loss on the downside strategy since kind of I started doing that one, added that one to the repertoire of what I was doing with this algorithmic approach through NinjaTrader 8 there. Of course, the ES contracts, small profit target to the upside worked out pretty well, pretty much immediately as the session opened there, and the 9:30 strategy worked out again within that first minute candle as well. Just looking for quick micro scalps in that volume and volatility, and it's still a little bit funky of why it's adding one more contract than I think I have it scheduled for, and it adds it like a second later than all the other ones go off. Don't know what's that about, but just continuing to go with it, and maybe I can find some bugs or tweaks if I fool around with that a little bit more as well. Gonna continue to go to the data books, the backtesting data on all these strategies, and kind of thankful I've been mentioning for the past few days here, kind of been watching and hoping for a failure for overall price action to hit my price target to the downside on that downside ES algorithmic automated session-wide strategy to work, so that I could have a little bit more conviction or prowess on actually sizing that trade up to the full ES contract size that I want to be taking on all of these trades, for the type of conviction that I have and for the time frame that I know I want to be trading these. And now that I had the overall account padding size to be able to take the unrealized losses for these trades to start working out, and then eventually the realized losses as the losses start to come along in that factored hit rate and win rate and overall playing out of this trade. I just consider that's the perspective I always have to correct myself on too, is it's not one trade. It's not one losing day. It's not one losing trade. It is the playing out. This trade is composed of a multitude of trades over multitudes of days and multitudes of months even, that I want to look for this over the years perspective than just a one red day or one green day. And that totally bleeds over into as well of just my mentality of how I go about my day and how I hold my view of myself, and just continuing to understand that money is not how I view myself. And I do not want to be continuing to live my days based upon being happy because I'm green or being just absolutely sad, angry because I'm red. And I did not sign up for this in order to do that. I signed up for it for the financial freedom and financial stability and freedom overall, just to be unrestricted and unbound by any amount of weariness or just scaredness is the word that's coming to my mind, of just over finances in general, of having a cushioning, having padding, of getting rich quick. I mean, that's the basis for what we're all doing this for, right? But of even more so of just how this is, what's the word in that? It just pushed me to understand myself harder and detach myself from that value that I placed on money and what it actually means in my life. So finding that correlation, especially in these summer months, that now that I have that confidence and kind of ability to say, I don't really need to be pushing buttons on the equity side, especially the small cap sector side, which is kind of that bread and butter where I've been just devoting a lot of my screen time to, but still having this futures option of, it's not necessarily me picking anything or trying to find double tops or double bottoms or just trying to find these little technical analysis areas. It's just totally based on back-tested data, unemotional as it gets, and I don't even have to be sitting in front of the computer screen to do it. I can just continue to let these things run and go about my day. That's what I'm going to be doing for this weekend, of just letting these things go and run. And what I hope to continue to be doing for the rest of the summer, just taking more and more time away from the screen and just focusing more on expanding myself outward and being able to come back to the markets far more fresher than I did last year in my past little experience with the summer months there, and actually growing in my trading career and pushing harder when it's working and knowing when to go fishing, like Jesse Livermore quote says there. But yeah, back to the basics today of excited for that. It kind of was a losing day on that MES downside trade, because now potentially on that Monday, going on that Sunday session start for the futures, that I will be likely to take a full ES contract to the downside move there and see if we can start that profit continue this back-tested strategy for that specific profit target to the downside and see if it will continue to play out. It doesn't have to be continuous red days in a row. I'm not expecting every single day to be a continual red day. It's just where price goes, where it trends. The same thing with the 930 strategy. I'm not expecting price for the rest of the day to go exactly where my profit target is if I'm getting long or short. I'm just expecting, hey, I think there's going to be volatility around this range, and it usually biases to the upside, and just playing off of that. That is that total trade in entirety. So the same thing with all these trades. It's not about really direction. It's not about sentiment of the market. It's just the emotion of the market and trading based upon that, and just kind of statistics, getting as unemotional as possible. Kind of where I found my niche as of right now, just something that I've found and claimed to, and that's where I can put my most conviction on it compared to anything like a Bollinger Band or a stochastics, Fibonacci's, whatever that, can and will have their shining moments, but it's just the confidence factor, the overall belief in what you're doing, I think is the biggest part in all of it. So that's where I found mine as of right now. Just can continue to do it, play with it, and learn from it, grow from it, and hopefully continue to grow the little P&L account alongside with it. So extremely thankful for it. Thankful for the opportunity. Going to take a nice little break and relaxation this weekend, and then to continue to get after it for next week. I sincerely thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys on the next one.